Well, everyone, I think that today is going to be my actual last video. I think that I'm going to stop making these videos simply because I just don't have what it takes to keep or continue pushing forward. Psych! Anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video. Thank you for tuning in. It is pre-session. Today is November the 16th. It is Wednesday morning. And what I want to bring to the table today is talk to you a little bit about what it was like for me to actually, the time I actually, left my job and started trading full time. I'm sure that everyone wants to kind of hear this story in a sense. I'm not going to make it long-winded because I'm sure a lot of people are affected or kind of, thinking about making that transition or shifting over, whatever the case is. And yes, it can be a scary feeling. And I guess people really want to prepare themselves and they want to know how to prepare themselves when it comes to that time. It's time for you to make that shift. Time for you to leave your job full-time and start trading as a full-time day trader, okay? Because I'm sure if you're watching this video, you are passionate about trading, you have learned trading or well on your way to understanding how to trade correctly, how to trade the markets, and you've done your research, you've done your homework, and you're just about there, maybe 5% away or 2% away from fulfilling that goal of becoming and wanting to shift over to be a full-time day trader. Yes, so let's talk about really what happened, on my end. That time that I actually, many years ago, it seemed like, when I left my job as my full-time job and started full-time trading for a living. So, for me, to be honest with you, I kind of touched on this a while back, but I want to kind of give people some pointers in a sense. The things that you really need to really do if you're really wanting to go for the full gusto and you're really wanting to make that changeover or a shift over into the full-time world of day trading, okay? So for me, it was all about preparing myself both mentally and financially, okay? I knew that what I was doing prior to working full-time for a company, I was making a good income, I had the benefits to help, I had my benefits, and I was able to put money away into a retirement, account, and had the health and the dental, and had everything that everyone looks forward to when they are, when they get a job working full time. And when you go through so many years of schooling just to do what? Your goal is to do what? To gain some means of accomplishment or achievement so you can get into the job force and get a great job and then keep climbing the ladder, right? No one wants to get kind of get to a situation where things just kind of get in limbo and you see no forward progression, whatever the case is. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people kind of look for other opportunities, is because there's, the forward progression piece just stops. They no longer can continue to grow. And they say, well, I'm capped out here. No one wants to feel capped as if you're in a cell. You want to be able to continue to climb, make more money, and continue to live and continue to enjoy all the fruitful flowers of life, right? So for me, that's where I was at in my life. I knew that I was at a position to where things kind of got stale. They kind of got in a limbo. Things kind of seemed like they were kind of redundant, just routine over and over and over and over. And it was as if I was just like not being able to be myself and really feel like I was continuing to grow as a person, And that's the thing, is like you get to a point where it's like you're doing the same thing over and over and over. At first, it seems okay, but then it's like it starts to get boring, And then it's like you got to really start digging deep in yourself and say, is this really my passion, I love what I did, It's just the fact is that I think there was something on the inside of me that just wanted more out of life, because as I got older, and that was when I was younger, as I got a little bit older and started, years started passing on, and we all know as we start to get a little bit older and older, time continues to move faster and faster and faster. So I really started looking at my life and said, I really don't want to be here at in my 40s, whatever the case is, in limbo, and not having any forward progression. The income was great and the benefits were great, and people probably would say, man, what were you thinking? Why would you leave a great paying job to take a chance at something that may not work out for you? Well, that's life, In life, if you want to be successful, you have to take risks. If you want to be your own boss and you want to be have your own company or work for yourself, you have to take risks. But I know that everyone's path is different in life. I know that. You know, some people choose and don't mind and feel they working for someone else because, or a corporation or a business, because they love the security. And yes, there is security behind working for great companies because, you know, it seems as if those companies may not go anywhere. But in today's time, in reality, we never know with the markets how things are going on in the economy. I mean, a lot of times people just don't know when they're working for a company because things are so far at the top. You don't know when you're down here what's going on up here. So, you know, they could be in the process of making a merger or selling out or selling, you know, someone acquiring the company. You just never know, and they start shaking things up and letting people go. So, but for me, that wasn't the case. It was just simply the fact is I had drive. I had a lot of passion and things in life that I still wanted to fulfill. And I didn't want to be well into my 60s, you know, looking towards retirement in a sense, whatever the case is, just trying to take a vacation or nice vacations or be able to enjoy life. I wanted to be able to do things at an early age, you know. So getting back to what I was trying to say about mentally preparing yourself, you have to mentally prepare yourself, you know, knowing that as you are trying to take this shift over, if you're going to do so, prepare yourself to understand that, yes, there's going to be a learning curve process. You're going to have to go back and learn something new again, you know, just as you built up all those years obtaining or, you know, going through school and educating yourself about the profession that you actually stepped into and what you're actually working, you know, wherever you're working at a full-time job. The same thing, you have to kind of start over. So everything new, we have to, you know, not say recreate the wheel in a sense, but we have to be able to start from the foundation or from the, you know, from the bottom end and work our way up. That means educating ourselves, researching, you know, training ourselves. But, you know, in regards to actual trading and learning how to trade as a full-time day trader, you don't really so much go through the educational piece of actually sitting in courses and classes and things like that. I'm not saying you can't, but there's so much information on the internet today where a person can just go online and kind of be self-taught. And I was self-taught. It took me a lot longer than probably most people because it was many years ago, and it was at a time where there wasn't a lot of educational components sitting out there, resting out there, and where everything was kind of at your fingertips. You mean, like, say for instance, like YouTube, you know, that was 12 years ago, and today there's so much content just on this platform alone that where people can go online and kind of query or put in research specific topics surrounding trading and find so much video content surrounding, you know, whatever it is they're interested in researching about day trading and the different markets there are. So now today there's so much, you know, relative information out there that, you know, it's at just the click of a button. You know, we're talking 12 plus years ago. There wasn't as much information. I'm not saying that there was not any information. It was just the fact is over time, it just seems like more and more things and more creators started putting more content out there for us, you know, as traders to be able to good content. You had to kind of weed through it. You know, I learned that many years ago that not everything on the internet is, you know, is great. So you have to kind of weed through it and figure out, you know, what makes sense, what's promising, what seems like it's more so an honest approach. So you have to, you know, be smart on your end too, as far as like which, you know, finding which content may make sense to you. Okay. But yeah, I had to mentally prepare myself in a sense because it was, you know, right from the beginning when I was introduced to the idea about trading, I told myself, I said, okay, there's probably something I could be interested in. But at the time, you know, everybody is like, oh, trading, there's no, you know, there's no ceiling, there's no cap. You can make tons of money. Yes, you can. But I've never been a greedy person, so I didn't ever chase money. I just wanted to find something more. So for me, it was all about finding something that would alleviate my life in a sense where things were less stressful, where I could spend more time and doing the things or enjoying the people that I love and enjoying my life. But at the same time, it was also, I knew I needed to have money or an income to be able to provide as well, because without money, we can't survive each and every day. You know, you can't put a roof on your head. You can't put food on the table. You can't take the vacations you want. You can't enjoy the, you know, everything else that comes with life, you know, the luxuries that life can provide. So I knew I had to go back to the drawing board again to kind of create a new approach, or a new, take things from a more of a strategical standpoint to be able to figure out how I was going to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. I was interested in trading, but I didn't know much about it. You know, I knew about stocks. That's all I knew. You know, I knew what the stock market was, but I eventually started diving deep into what futures was more so about, and that kind of pointed me in the right direction. And the more I started to dig, the more I started to find information that just kind of inspired me. And I'm telling you, futures is where it's at, guys. You know, I'm not trying to tell anyone to quickly move over and shift over, whatever the case is. Just kind of do your own homework and do your own research. I don't know. I love trading futures, and more so, I love trading the index instruments when it comes to trading futures. But both mentally and financially, from a financial standpoint, I had to. You know, you have to have some money. You know, you have to have some capital to put away. Okay, so that was the thing where, as I was going through my research process and kind of teaching myself through all the variety of content that was out there that I was having to weed through, and all the variety or loads of reading material. You know, I read so much content, a lot of stuff. It was just like 50% of it, I would say I had to push to the side because it just didn't. I didn't find no value in it, you know? And I'd probably say maybe 20% of the material that I read, you know, was really great material that really I still to this day stick to. And that's why I put some of the books down in the description portion of this video, guys. But anyways, yes, financially, you have to be able to set money aside. Now, like I said in many videos, don't ever trade with money that you can't, you know, that you can't afford to lose, in a sense, because trading is risky. It's not for everyone, but it does provide a endless amount of income and livelihood and enjoyment, you know, because there's no cap, there's no ceiling. You know, you don't have to worry about waking up and going to that job and saying, okay, I've been at the same income bracket or income level or salary for the last 2 or 3 years, whatever the case is, or 5 years, and my income's not changed, I haven't gotten a raise. You know, you don't wake up feeling like that, because every day is new when it comes to trading. And to have a goal in trading, you know, hey, I want to make 500 today. I want to make 1,000 today. You know, whatever the case is, there is no cap. You know what I'm saying. And sometimes you may trade and you may feel like, well, I don't need to trade tomorrow because I made enough from yesterday, whatever the case is. And some people probably make more in one day of trading to where they don't have to trade for the rest of the week. That's the beauty about trading. Okay, but as I was making that shift over, I will say this. There were things that really scared me. I was very fearful because never had I just, in my life, just kind of, I didn't say abruptly stop, because I did put, you know, say notice in, or whatever the case is, as I was walking through that last phase of, you know, transitioning to, you know, I've already did back testing and forward testing, and I had already, you know, showed where I was consistent for several months, and I went live and was making some money. Okay. And that's the thing, is you just don't want to like go from demo to simulation, or simulation to just quit your job and then start trading live. You know, you want to be in a situation to where you're already making money, okay, before you make that shift, and proving to yourself that you're consistent. But even with that, it was still scary, because we all know that the markets aren't the same every single day. You know, yes, we could trade the same strategy based upon the setups that we see, but the markets are always evolving. And it is the goal of the market makers, it's the goal of the markets to trick traders out, to take our money. And basically, once you quit your job, in a sense, you know, you put that notice in, you know, if things don't work out, I'm not saying you can't go back and find a similar job, or maybe go back to that same job. But then it's like, no one wants to be put in that situation or feel like they got to save face, in a sense, because, oh, trading didn't work out for me, and now I'm forced to go back here. As me, it was all about, I knew that it had to work for me. I was not going back to the old job. You know, my mind was, I don't think backwards, I think forward. So it was a matter of just continuously proving to myself that I could do this and become better and better and better. Yes, it was walking into what I call unknown territory. Unknown being the fact is, I didn't know if it was going to last forever. You know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make the same amount of money that I made last month going forward month to month to month. That's the scary thing about trading. You never, that income is going to fluctuate. It's going to change, you know, because the markets may not always do the same thing every day. And we know that by seeing the market. Some days it's just ranging, and most people will just stay out of the market, and you may not make any money that day. So some days are better than others. We know that. And that's on the flip side of having or working at a full-time job, you know, you're getting a set income every single day. So you got to kind of weigh the options there. But ultimately, in the end, I'm making way more money now than I did even when I had a great job and I had a great income. So it panned out for me. It worked out for me. But my story is not the same story, you know, that everyone else can probably kind of state. So it'd be interesting. I would love to hear some of you guys' stories, you know, in the comment section. Share, you know, what it was like for you yourself to transition over when it was time for you. You feel like it was time for you to go from your full-time job and start slowly shifting over to becoming a full-time trader. You know, I really like to hear some of you guys' comments. If it's anyone out there who's watching this video right now and you've made that shift, or you've made that shift in the past, what was it like for you? Or you're thinking about making that shift right now? What are some things that you're really like kind of on the fence about deciding? You know, should I you know, move forward and with this business, with this venture of becoming a full-time day trader and leaving my job behind? You know, I like to hear some people's stories. Like, what is it that's kind of got you on the fence right now? If you're thinking about doing it, most times it's fear. And then also, if you've already made that change, if you're someone that's already made that change, I would love to really hear your story, or drop a comment about what it was like for you when you first time you made that shift over. You know, when you jumped over and leaped over that fence, what was it like? You know, for me, it was fear. You know, I was stressed because I just didn't know. You know, you're charting unknown territory, and you don't know sometimes which way to kind of navigate, because you kind of, for me, it was like grabbing hold of a life jacket or a life ring and trying to stay afloat. I was consistent and I was profitable each and every month. It's just that we just don't know month to month to month, you know, how things are going to be. But the beauty about it is that as you become more consistent and you're more profitable, you put money away. As they always say, have a savings account put away somewhere in case that there's rainy days. That's how it is in trading. In trading, it's not every day is going to be a great day. So you whatever you're making, say monthly or weekly, whatever the case is, take a percentage of that, put it away in savings as a safety net in the event that there are rainy days. You have to do that same approach, you know, as if you are working for a corporation or a company, you're employed through someone business. The same approach, you know, you have to have X amount of money put away for rainy days. You never know what the rainy days may be. Those rainy days may be a hospital bill. There may be, you know, your vehicle breaks down. There may be repairs to the home. You know, anything could just pop up out of nowhere. Okay, but in the end of all things, where I'm at in my life right now, I am extremely happy. I'm so glad I made the shift. Why? Because I'm financially freed. In a sense, I don't have debt. Okay, that's the beauty about trading. You're able to, and you become great, you can pay things off quickly. Okay, no bills. Okay, all right. You know, I'm not saying you might not have a house note or something like that, or whatever the case is, but like to not have any other payments or any other debt, it's a blessing. You know. Also, you know, freedom. Like I said, having the freedom of what's called financial freedom. I always wanted that. I always wanted to be able to cut my ties and not having to worry about how bills are going to be paid. You know, everybody is constantly thinking about the bills that they have to pay monthly, whatever the case is. Oh, rent's due, or mortgage due, the car notes due, or, you know, just the bills that can accumulate. You know, a lot of people are living check to check, whatever the case is. Even though they got a great job and they got a great income, they're living outside of their means. That was never me, and never will be me. The thing about it is you have to live with inside your means. Even with making a great income through trading right now, I still live way on the inside of my means. You know, I'm able to put away a lot more, you know, financially speaking, than I ever need to have to worry about. You know, it's like I'm positioning myself in life now, guys, to where, and each trader should, to where you never have to worry about anything. You know, because I want to take an early retirement or retire early. And the thing about it is that's another, you know, that's probably another topic too that and I'm going to really talk about, is about retiring as a trader in a sense. Like when should retirement be? You know, and everybody's story is going to be different. But for me, it's like I love and I'm so passionate about trading. I just don't think I would ever give it up. You know, I mean, I would actually have to like, I don't know, something would have to take the taste out of my mouth. Something would really have to like just, I don't know, traumatically just happen for me just to quit and push it to the side. And I don't want that to ever happen, something traumatic to happen, you know. It's just something would just have to be a game changer, a life changer for me to really just to you know, push trading to the side because I'm so passionate about it, you know. Even though I have other things going on, you know, business involvement, trading is what I wake up to do each and every morning. It's like what I love to do. So I don't think anything could ever push me away from trading. You know, it's just something that I think because I put so much time in doing it, and it's because I trained myself and I'm self-taught. I think that's the reason why, because now I'm able to share what I know with other individuals, and hopefully that inspires them. But I don't want to make this a rant story, you know, about a variety of different things. But yeah, I mean, it would take a lot for me to really have to walk away from this, to be honest with you, because it is providing me financial freedom, and I'm happy. I'm able to spend time with my family. I'm able to take vacations and do things that I've always wanted to do. So I want to see individuals out there who are watching this video be able to do and afford the same things. And it can definitely happen. Trust me. You just have to be passionate about it and put that fear piece. I know it's a hard thing to swallow, a hard pill to swallow and do away with, is that fear. But in time, as you become more profitable and more consistent, and trust me, stick with your strategy. If it works for you guys, stick with it day in and day out. I'm not telling you to trade exactly like me. I'm just sharing with what I know. I'm not a teacher. I'm not an instructor. I'm not an educator. I am just sharing my experience and sharing the information and knowledge that I know based upon how I trade, sharing with you. You do not have to, you know, follow anything that I'm pushing out there or telling you guys, whatever the case is. Trade the way and whatever works for you. All right. I'm just here today just sharing my walk in life from what happened or why, you know, from the time I left my job to becoming a full-time trader, how I was feeling, what, you know, pushed me to want to make that leap. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm getting ready to get over because the market is actually open now, and I'm going to wait about 20 minutes before I start trading, but it is open, and I'm going to jump over to the Discord. If you're interested in joining our Discord, please find the link down in the description portion of the video. We have well over 600 members on the community now. We are future traders, so if you're interested and you're a futures trader, regardless if you're learning, in the process of learning, you're interested in futures, or you are now either a new beginner or an experienced level trader, whatever the case is, we welcome you in. We have a few channels set up. One is a general chat channel to where you can come in and just basically talk about anything related to the markets, pertaining to the future markets, and sharing information, you know. As long as it's pertaining to the markets. The trading floor is designed, it's specifically what it is. It sounds like it is for traders to come over and to where we are discussing the actual session at hand, meaning we are looking at what's going on in the market as it's actually moving. Excuse me. Talking about levels or zones of interest. You know, taking screenshots, some people do, I do, of our trade entries. Just sharing relevant information about the markets as we see it. And we see the market moving during the session, okay? So if you want to jump over and share information on the trading floor just as well, please click on the link down in the description portion of the video below and invite yourself in. It's free of charge. And I will see you guys in the next video. Trade safe and goodbye.